Hi YouTube, Tim Unkert here. In this video, we're going to look at solving equations for x where we have to combine like terms. So let's take a look at problem 1 here. So in problem 1, we have this equation. We have 4x minus 2x plus 3 equals 5x plus 10 minus 11. Okay, so we're going to have to tidy this up a little bit by combining like terms before we solve the equation for x. Okay. So to do that, we've got to look at what terms are like one another. Well, any term with an x in it, and that's really an x to the first power, is like another term with x in it. So I can see here that I have 4x and this minus 2x. They're like each other on the left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side, I have stuff without x, just numbers, 10 minus 11 here. Those are like one another, okay? So we want to combine those two. So just come back and put this here. So we want to do 10 minus 11. And we also want to do, over on this side, want to simplify this a bit by combining or subtracting 2x from 4x. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So 4x minus 2x. So if we have 4x and we take away 2x, we have 2x left. Okay, so the left-hand side becomes 2x plus 3. On the right-hand side, we have the 5x, but then we have 10 minus 11. That's like, well, that's going to be like plus negative 1 or just minus 1. So we have 5x minus 1. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to get the terms with the x on one side of the equation and the terms without the x on the other side of the equation. So if I want to get the numbers all on the right-hand side, it doesn't really matter which side I put them to, but if I want to do that, I would just get rid of the addition by 3 by doing the inverse operation. I'd subtract 3 from the left-hand side. And if I do that to the left-hand side, I also have to do it to the right-hand side. So I'm going to subtract 3. Notice how I'm lining up the numbers with the like terms on the right-hand side. Okay, so on the left-hand side, the plus 3 and the minus 3 will cancel out. On the right-hand side, sorry, on the left-hand side, we're therefore left with 2x. And then we've got 5x here. And we've got a negative 1 here, or plus minus 1. And we're subtracting 3. It's kind of like negative 1 plus negative 3, which gives me just plus negative 4 or minus 4. Okay? So now what I want to do is I want to get all the x's to one side. So I've got to move this 5x over. So this is like a plus 5x, even though I don't have a plus written here. So to get rid of it, I'm going to have to subtract 5x. And I'm going to do that from both sides. Okay. On the right-hand side, these are going to cancel. On the left-hand side, well, 2x, if we add it to a negative 5x, we're adding numbers with different signs. And to do that, let's just ignore the x's for a moment. And what we'll do is when we add numbers that have different signs, we take the number that is further away from 0 on the number line and subtract the number that is closer to 0 on the number line. So in this case, what I mean is negative 5 is 5 units away from 0 on the number line. And let's just draw that out just to illustrate it. So if we got 0 here, we've got negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. So negative 5 is over here. And if we go the other direction to 2, we go 1, 2. So you can see here that this here is only 2 units, right? Whereas this here is 5 units. So that's what I mean by further away on the number line. Okay, so I'm going to do 5 minus 2. So 5 minus 2, well, that's 3. But then we take the sign of the number that is further away from 0 on the number line, so the -5, we're going to take that sign. So this is going to be really a -3x here. So we have -3x equals -4. Now, when we say solve for x, we want to just get the value of x. So we want 1x. So to get rid of the -3, the multiplication of -3 by x, I have to do the inverse of multiplication, which is division. So I'm going to divide -3x by -3. If I do that to the left-hand side, I have to do it to the right-hand side. So I'm going to divide -4 by -3. Okay, on the left-hand side, these are going to cancel. And on the right-hand side, a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So we've got a positive 4/3. And really, if we want to think about this, we could write this as a mixed number. If we divide 4 by 3, well, 3 goes into 4 once. 1 times 3 is 3. And we're left with a remainder of 1. So this, as a mixed number, becomes 1 and 1/3. And that's what x equals. That is my solution to problem 1. Okay, take a moment, take a snapshot of this, and I do recommend as you go through these problems is to pause the video, let me work it out, or pause the video, you work it out, see what answer you get, then watch me work it out and check, see if your answer matches. Okay, so I'm going to erase all this stuff. Boom, gone. Okay, next one, we have 11x minus 9x plus 3. That's equal to, on the other side, I'm going to put a different color here, -6x plus 14 minus 10x. Okay, let's go fun with my colors here. I'm going to circle the terms that I can combine. So 11x and minus 9x, I can combine that. I can also combine this minus 6x on the right-hand side with the minus 10x here. All right, so if I go ahead and do that, 11x minus 9x, well, 11 minus 9 is 2. So this is 2x plus 3. On the right-hand side, we have, erase this just so we can see it. We have -6x plus a -10x. That's going to give me a -16x. And then we have plus 14. All right, just to do a little bit different than the previous problem, let's move the numbers over to this side over here. So I'm going to subtract 14 from both sides. So I'm getting rid of the addition of 14. On the right-hand side, the plus 14 and the minus 14 will cancel each other out. On the left-hand side, we'll have 2x, and then we're adding numbers of different signs. So 14 is further away from 0 on the number line, minus 14. So we have 14 minus 3. It's going to be 11, but again, that's going to be negative because negative 14 is further away in the number line. So we're going to have a minus 11 here. Okay. On the right-hand side, we have negative 16x. Okay, so then I want to move the x's over to the right-hand side. So this is like, another way I could write this is plus 2x. So I'm going to subtract 2x from the left-hand side, which I also have to do to the right-hand side. So I'm going to subtract 2x. Okay. On the left-hand side, the plus 2x and the minus 2x cancel each other out. I have minus 11 equals, or negative 11 equals negative 18x. Okay, so now what do I want to do? I want to get just one x, so this negative 18 is being multiplied by x. I want to do the inverse operation, which is a division by negative 18. If I do that on the right-hand side, I also have to do it to the left. Okay. All right, so on the right-hand side, these will cancel each other out. On the left-hand side, if we keep moving over here, well, a negative divided by a negative is a positive, so we have 11/18, which you really can't simplify any bit further. And we're just going to leave x as equal to 11/18. And that is the solution to problem 2. Hopefully you got that answer. All right. I'm going to delete this stuff, so take a snapshot. It's a video. You can pause or rewind. Okay. And let me then scroll down, and we'll look at problem 3 and 4. So problem 3 here, we've got 5. Oh, it's a big one. Let me get rid of this. So we've got 5 minus 15x plus 8 equal to negative 8 minus 12x plus 7. Okay, so what terms are like each other on the left-hand side? Well, 5 is like 8. On the right-hand side, negative 8 is like 7. So let's combine those terms on each side. So 5 plus 8, that's going to give me 13. So we'll have 13 minus 15x on the other side, negative 8 plus 7. We're adding numbers with different signs. So 8 is further away from 0 on the number line. I'm going to do 8 minus 7. That gives me 1. But remember, 8 is negative, so we're going to make it negative 1 minus 12x. This time, just for fun, I'm going to move the x's to the left-hand side, and I'll do that first. Doesn't really matter whether you do the numbers or the x's first. So I'm going to add 12x to undo the subtraction of 12x on the right-hand side. Because I added 12x on the right-hand side, I also have to do it to the left. So I'm going to add 12x here. On the right-hand side, minus 12x and plus 12x, they cancel each other out. On the left-hand side, we've got 13. And then we've got like a negative 15x plus 12x. Negative 15 is further away from 0 on the number line. So we're going to do 15 minus 12. We're going to get 3. But since the negative 15 is further away, we're going to take the sign of negative 15. So it's going to be minus 3x here. And then that's going to equal, on the right-hand side, negative 1. Okay, now we need to move 13 over. This is like a plus 13 here. So we're going to subtract 13 from the left-hand side. And if we do that to the left-hand side, we must also subtract 13 from the right-hand side. We have a negative subtracting another number. That is like a negative 1 plus negative 13. So we just add the numbers together and keep it negative. Okay. On the left-hand side, these are going to cancel. And then we just have minus 3x. On the right-hand side, we've got negative 1, or 1 plus 13 will make it negative, so that's going to be 14. It's going to be negative 14. Okay, we want to just have x, so we have to undo the multiplication of negative 3 by x. So we do that by dividing both sides by negative 3. Okay, on the left-hand side, the negative 3's cancel out. We're left with just x equals negative 14 over 13. We have a negative divided by a negative, which is a positive. So that's positive 14 divided by 3. I think I said 13, but it's 3. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take 14. How many times does 3 go into 14? It goes in 4 times. 4 times 3 is 12. 14 minus 12 is 2, so we have a remainder of 2. So we can write this as a mixed number as 4 and 2 thirds. So our x value is 4 and 2 thirds for problem 3. Okay, take a snapshot of that because I'm going to now delete it. Boom, gone. Okay, do the medium one there. Okay, so in this last equation, we have negative 7x plus 4 plus 13. That's equal to negative 3x plus 2x plus 6. We need to combine our like terms on each side, so we're going to add 4 and 13 together on this side, and we're going to combine negative 3x plus 2x on this side. Okay, so we still have a negative 7x over here, and then 4 plus 13 is plus 17. That's equal to negative 3x plus 2x. Again, we're adding two numbers with different signs. The negative 3 is further away from 0 on the number line, so we're going to do 3 minus 2. We get 1, but again, the negative 3 is the further one away, so we're going to make it negative. It's going to be a negative x. We don't even have to write the 1. It's understood there's a 1 here. And then plus 6. Okay, I'm going to move the x's over to the left-hand side. It's what I like to do, but you could put them on the right if you want. So I'm going to add 1x to both sides. When we have negative 7x plus 1x, well, we do 7 minus 1, which is 6. We take the sign of the number further away from 0 on the number line, so negative 7 is further away from positive 1 from 0 on the number line, so we're going to make this a negative 6x plus 17. On the right-hand side, the negative x and the positive x, they cancel out, and we're just left with equal to 6. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to get rid of the plus 17. We can do that by subtracting 17 from both sides. And on the left-hand side, the plus 17 and the minus 17 will cancel out. We're left with minus 6x equals, well, again, we have two numbers that we're adding that have different signs. The negative 17 is further away, so we're going to do 17 minus 6. That gives us 11. And we want to make this a negative 11 because, again, the number that is further away from 0 on the number line, we take the sign of that, so that's that negative 17. So we got negative 11 here. Now we want to divide both sides by negative 6. And these cancel. And let's just move this over a little bit. So we've got x equals negative 11 divided by negative 6. A negative divided by a negative is a positive, so this becomes 11 divided by 6. Now, if we want this as a mixed number, we can do 11 divided by 6. 6 goes in once. There's going to be, you can work it out, but there's going to be a remainder of 5. So I can write this as 1 and 5/6. So x is 1 and 5/6 for the last problem. Hopefully this video helped you. If it did, please like and subscribe. Also, if you want to support the channel, I'll leave a link to my Teacher Pay Teachers in the description, including a worksheet on this topic, and also links to my website and so on. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.